How's it going, everybody? Just giving a few minutes. I had to restart my modem and all this crazy Starlink stuff. Um, it's always a headache, seems about this time of the evening. All right, we have Kurt coming in here in just a little bit. I'm just waiting for him to jump on, and we'll get him going. And we're going to talk about some ice fishing. See how everybody's deer season went. I just got done. I got some ring bologna on the smoker. Got a bunch of hot sticks done today. They turned out awesome. I can't wait for the ring bologna. Had a heck of a deer season myself. Just couldn't make it happen. Had the biggest buck I think I've ever seen on hoof in my life. Walk about 70 yards. Chasing a doe, gave me one chance, one split second to get a shot off, and had a misfire. And that's just how my season went. I hunted after that. I knew he was still around. He was pretty locked down on a doe, as were most of the bucks by us in Wapaka, and just couldn't get anything that was worthwhile shooting. Seen a lot of does. But it seemed like there was a hot doe. The buck was right on it, and the hot does just weren't around the groups of doe. So, it was a crazy year. First time, I think, in probably 15 years or so. I don't think I've shot a deer with the rifle. I am getting a lot more picky, though. I did have a couple opportunities at some, nicer 2.5, some 16, 17-inch 8-pointers that just let them walk, let them grow. But we'll get a doe here now that I got this sausage thing all figured out and making some meat. We'll get another doe made up, and hopefully that holiday hunt or something. But ice fishing's here now, so now it's going to be switching modes and getting all the ice gear together and hitting the ice. But we got a couple shows coming this weekend. And then after that, holiday comes around. We've got next weekend in Oshkosh, we've got a show. Critters will be there. Thorn Brothers will be there. We'll get to talking here. I don't know where Kurt's at. I don't know. He's running a little late. Let's see if I can text him here. Let's see. Well, he says he's on. Let me see if I can't find him. Kurt, if you're watching, I'm going to send you another quick message. Let's see if we can't see if it'll work this time. For some reason, it's not showing up in my little invite window here. Tom, good evening. Yeah, feel free, guys. Chat live. You can go right on whether you're on Facebook or YouTube. Anytime you send a message, it comes through. I can see it, and we'll respond. Either type back to you or talk about whatever you got, so whatever questions you got. Ha! Ben Foster asks, what's the first lure you're going to drop down this ice season for some gills? So I have a custom-made tungsten with a little dropper on it that's kind of a watermelon color. And that has become my absolute favorite. I have them custom-made and painted. Nothing special. I mean, it really is just simply a says I'm backstage. Okay, well, let's see here once. And it has really become like one of my favorite baits. It's been working for me. I got my first ones here 2 years ago, just some test ones, and then all last season was by far outfished everything that I had. And again, I'm going to get a bunch made again this year, and I might even offer them up for sale here too if I can get them made for fairly decent price. Well, I don't know why I cannot see Mr. Kurt here. Says he's backstage. Boy, oh boy, I don't know. Hey, Kurt, if you can hear me, what did you use last time? Did you use your iPad last time? I don't know if you can maybe try and close out of everything and try and come back in again. It's not even showing that you're on or backstage at all. Or maybe even try if you can, maybe try your phone. I don't know if you have it on your phone or not. Maybe try that. Anyway, so it is ice fishing season, guys. We wait for this time of the year forever. Let's see what it says here. Boy, oh boy, I'm not seeing you. We're going to try one more thing here. We're going to try and invite another person. Sorry about the technical difficulties here, guys. I never had this happen before. We're going to get my buddy Jared on once and see if he can see what happens when he gets on and see if that works. So this weekend we kick off the ice fishing season. Really, we've got the St. Paul Ice Fishing Show, which is in St. Paul, Minnesota at the Xcel Energy Center. That happens every year. It is the largest ice fishing show in the world, honestly. The thing is huge. Everything that has related to winter sports, ice fishing is there. Every major manufacturer, if they have anything to do with ice fishing, they are going to be there. If you've never been there and you want to go check it out for a day, it's not that far of a drive, guys, from the valley or, from Milwaukee. You're talking maybe 4 or 5 hours, and that's it. And it, I think it's like $10-12 or something like that to get in. Not very expensive. You will make an entire day out of it. There's so much to see and do there. If you're, got something that you're looking, Mr. Kurt Justice just showed up here.
All right, Troy.
There he is.
I was using the address from the last time.
Okay.
So until I realized there was different numbers. Sorry about that, everyone.
Yeah, no worries. Well, hey, good to see you again.
You too, Troy.
Yeah, thanks for joining us here tonight. First of all, we've got it's ice fishing season. Everybody's excited. Deer season's over now. Now it's time to move on. And I'll count my tears here after my disappointing season. But what do you guys got for weather? What's the ice doing up by you right now?
We've had a couple of last 2 mornings have been in single digits. Now we had a lot of wind, which made the wind chills really cold, but we've had bays and small lakes starting to freeze up now. I hear somebody told me you have better ice south of us than we have up here, and I know they have better ice to the west over by Phillips and Park Falls, but we're running a good maybe 1.5 to 3 inches depending on where you find ice. Not every place is good or safe yet, but there's guys out there ice fishing. I'm getting a lot of pictures right now from customers showing me pictures of walleyes they've been catching in the shallows right now through the ice. So, yeah.
Nice. Well, you got your show this weekend. We've got the St. Paul Ice Show this weekend. What do you have going on at your store?
Well, like this is our 14th one, and 14th annual ice fishing extravaganza, as I like to call it. And we're going to be doing probably a little bigger and better than before. Everyone knows it was a rough season last year, so I'm hoping a lot of people are excited to get looking at some of the new stuff. A lot of deals this year because we're all sitting on a lot of products. So one of the things we offer is free setup. If you come to our show, if you see something on display, we don't charge for the setup, which is a big hassle. I don't know if you've had to put too many of them together, Troy, but the instructions.
Maybe 1 or 2 over my lifetime.
Yeah, I bet you have. So and the instructions are, I don't know which company it is, they're never good. So we got Trevor coming and his uncle, and we're going to have quite a bit of stuff when it comes to Eskimo products and Artisan. Eskimo's new auger is probably going to be the thing we're probably going to be showing a lot of people. I'm getting a lot of phone calls about it. I think it's lighter weight, lower price point. I think anybody that hasn't already gotten an electric auger is going to be pretty excited to get their hands on these.
Yeah, I was fortunate enough to have an E40 last winter and drilled with it. It is an amazing auger. And we talk, you can't, everybody wants lighter, faster. And, Artisan Eskimo, that's what they've been working on. That E40, when you compare it to, the competition that's out there as far as weight, how many holes you can get, it pretty much blows it out of the water. And if I remember right, and I don't know how many batteries you have, but I believe there's a free battery promo for every E40 that you buy. Yeah. You're going to get a free battery included with it. That's a $200 extra value. That's a great deal.
And I think people got to realize this is a 40 volt. It's
yes.
Not a 4 volt. It's a 40 volt. So you expect to get a lot more holes drilled. And you're right. It's a $200 value battery. I mean, there's nothing else out there like it right now as far as a bargain and as far as quality. So
once you drill with this thing, you're going to be amazed. And, I know we have to wait till we get ice out there for I think the consumers to really understand that it's not an ion alpha. The alpha is still going to be absolute premium. You're going to get a lot more inches per charge. It seems to, it's got a lot more torque to it. But that E40, especially for guys that, don't drill, a ton of holes through, 3 feet of ice, first ice, late ice, that thing, about 13 pounds?
Yeah, 13 and a half pounds.
Super lightweight.
Yeah.
And it's crazy fast. I mean, it's amazing how fast that thing is.
And when I've been selling a point, and I didn't get to play with it like you did, but one of the selling points I have is for older fishermen that don't, like you say, don't drill a lot of holes. When I'm talking to people, okay, what are you looking for? What are you going to be doing? Are you going to be going to Canada or someplace and trying to drill through, 36, 40 inches of ice? Or are you just going to drill a hole in your shack and a couple holes for tip-ups per day? I think this thing is just going to blow the doors off of everything else out there. So pretty excited about that. I mean, it's tough to get excited this year because of a lot of carryover from other products, but that's an exciting new thing this year. We're going to have a lot of specials. Like I say, this year it's going to be different than any year before. We're having a lot of specials on the built shacks, even box shacks that we don't build, which either you get a deal on the shack, or you're going to get a deal on the labor, whichever one you want. And a lot of rod and reel deals, electronics even. I've never, you know, I don't want to say, but we've never been in this position, but we're going to see a lot of drops in prices on electronics over the weekend, trying to get people excited, get stuff in their hands, and get people out on the ice, because last winter was kind of a bust in a lot of ways for a lot of people. So
if you're a consumer this year, you're going to win. And no matter what, I mean, if you shop at your local stores, you're going to win, because guys like yourself, these bigger independent retailers, have a ton of carryover from last year, just because we didn't have an ice season. And the guys that did have cold weather had, 4 feet of snow and you couldn't get out. So there are a lot of deals this year. Artisan, which totally impresses me with that company, is even when you look at everybody in general, not a whole lot of people came out with really cool new things this year, because they're sitting on so much inventory that they couldn't afford to bring something new. The one thing with Eskimo is, some of the shacks and augers didn't move last year because of high price items, but that didn't stop them from coming out with a couple really cool new things this year. They've got the new Escape 2000 that's been an absolute hit at these shows. It's kind of like a 1.5 man ice shanty, flip over. Awesome shack. They've got the new E40. They've got all that new E-Hub stuff. They really brought it to the table again this year, and we're excited to see what happens at St. Paul. The past, all the, like, Trevor and John and Steve and those guys have been at shows in Minnesota and Dakotas for the last 3-4 weeks, and that's the stuff that's selling, is the new stuff from Eskimo. So get up there, and Kurt's gonna have
it all. We got it all. So come on in, especially if you want to see the shacks and you can't drive all the way out to the Twin Cities or anything to go to the big show. We're doing the best we can in our little shop to display everything and give everybody as good a deals as we can. And I hope we get to see some people. Like I say, we've been getting calls and people inquiring about the E40. We've had some people on the hubs, and a couple people on the 2600's been a hot one for us too. We're getting, for some reason, more so than a 2800, but the 2000 and the 2600 are the two we're getting the most calls about. People inquiring.
So we had a couple questions here. Where is Kurt located? Ben, Kurt is located in Minocqua, Wisconsin, right on Highway 51, 3951. If you're going north, he'll be on the right-hand side. You can't miss it. I'm sure he's going to have all the shacks set up outside like he normally does. There'll be a bunch of cars, parked there. And then I believe you have the parking right across the street too. Right?
Yeah, the town parking we'll use also. And then, we'll have, it's just north of downtown on the east side of the highway. And you won't miss it with all the shacks out in the parking lot, because we'll have a double row of any shack, just about every shack, I think, that there is out there. So it's pretty cool.
We talk a lot about the Eskimo stuff, but you'll have, clam and otter and stuff like that there too, as well.
We have
right?
clam, otter. We get different reps too from, we have, we'll have somebody from, Paul Delaney's a guide over there in Green Bay, good walleye guide and smallmouth guide. And he's there, and he comes, this year I don't think he's with otter, but he'll talk to anybody about anything. I'm so impressed. He'll show up and show people how to tie certain knots, or talk to you about any kind of fishing equipment or any kind of fishing information you want. So reps like that are pretty cool. We're going to have a special with Costa Del Mar this year. We've got a rep from there coming, and we're going to have some giveaways that we haven't advertised about yet with them, and we'll have some special prices on their sunglasses and also on relevant sunglasses too. So we're just like everything we got in the store, and it's a small store, but it's cram packed. As my wife says, we're packed to the gills. So if people have never been into your store, you are the holy grail of small independent shops. There is not one more thing I don't think you could shove into that store. Yes, we're hoping to get rid of it this weekend.
You mean, if you're looking for musky gear, if you're looking for ice fit, apparel, boots, you've got coolers, every type of bait, terminal tackle, awesome live bait, rods, reels. You've got the 2B, the Elliott. Literally everything you can think of. This this store is packed. One of my favorite places to stop every time I get up north.
Well, thanks, Troy. I appreciate that very much.
So you're going to be open. When is that going to start? Is it going to start Friday?
We start putting Friday morning. We'll start setting shacks up at 7. Takes us a little while. It's a lot of shacks to put out, and so by 8:30 we'll be up and rolling. I mean, the doors will be open at 7. We might even be open at 6 with the early ice. We've got guys. Just today we started seeing more ice fishermen buying bait. Yesterday was pretty slow because it was so windy, but we're starting to see and get a lot of phone calls about what's the ice conditions. And so I think really by Friday this weekend, we're going to see ice fishermen plus people coming to the show. So after 6 a.m. every morning, we'll be open. The displays won't be open up and go until about 7:30, 8 o'clock, but we'll be ready for you when you show up.
Okay. And what time will you guys close?
Friday night at 8 o'clock, Saturday at 6:30, 7, and then on Sunday at 6.
Okay.
We usually pull, once it gets dark, we pull the shacks in. And if there's something you want ahead of time, just call and ask. We've got some people that we're down to the wire now we're one more day of building shacks. So we are custom building shacks for people, say if they want high facts or runners kits installed. We're doing that. No charge on the setup fee, and then 20% discount on any of the accessories. So if you buy a Eskimo shack and you want runners on it, we'll install it, give you 20% off on the runners. Any other accessories from Eskimo, Clam, or Otter that's out there.
Does that deal pertain to me too?
No. I'm not building your shacks. You probably got 6 of them. You know what to do. We do. There's a fine print exclusions, and you're in it. It says right, Troy Peterson. No, yeah, but we have people that call ahead and say, I'd like to get. So, and if you've done it, you know that if putting the runners on after the shack is built is not as easy as. So there's certain things that's nice to get set up before. But not everybody wants the runners. They think. I don't know about you personally. I'm sure with all the running you do, but I just recommend if you're investing so much money on a shack, get runners on it right away.
Yep, absolutely. Hyfax is that's guaranteed. It's such an easy sell for guys too. You're making that investment. I'm just dumbfounded on how much these portables have gone up over the last 10 years. I mean, it's nothing now to spend $1,000 fully rigged out.
Yep.
And if you're making that investment, the last thing you want to do is, drag that thing across concrete and rocks and
black ice.
Yeah. And wear a hole in your sled, and then there you sit. I know, the one thing I will say, if somebody is out there that they're looking for the absolute, bulletproof sleds, those 2800 sleds, I don't know if I can. I've tried to break this thing, and I've busted tow bars and I've busted hitches before we've actually busted the sled or wore a hole in it. I think that's going back now probably 6 or 7 years when we first got the first prototype of that sled. I purposely have not put runners on it, and I dragged that thing up and down the driveways, through, over the roads, everything, and it may have a few scratches on the bottom, but that thing is an incredible sled.
Cool.
So, all right. So this weekend we got your show. Big T is going to be up there. I keep trying to see if he wants to go to St. Paul for me, and I'll come up.
Either way, yeah, we'll switch. I got to have somebody, and I'm really happy. The reps I'm very happy with the guys I got. I get Troy Tuma from Clam. He's
a great guy.
Great guy, and Trevor's been a great guy.
Fish much, but he's a good guy.
We could get. I will say, if we switched you for Trevor, I could get more customers in my store.
We got to work on that one.
Yeah, but no, I got a good relationship with you guys, and it's a lot of work getting it ready, but it's exciting to see all the people come to see. I wish we could figure out a way to not do it the same time as the St. Paul show, but I really feel this is the weekend it needs to be, so that we can't do it last weekend because we're still dealing with deer season.
Yep.
I wouldn't find anybody to show up for work, and as we get closer to, this is the weekend. This is the weekend to really get geared up for ice fishing.
Yep. And it's not hard. How far is it from St. Paul to your place? It can't be what, three and a half
Three,
hours?
3.5 hours. Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's an easy drive. I mean, honestly, somebody wants to, if they're going to go over to St. Paul and come back home, you could really, if you wanted to hit them up both, hit both of the places up, you could easily do it. Yeah, I know St. Paul's been such a draw, and it fluctuates. Year after year. It'll be curious to see what it's going to be like this year, because it seems like when that show happens right around first ice, I know the guys are probably going to start getting up on Red Lake this weekend. It seems like you'll get the local people from the cities, the metro area that'll come to the show, but your fishermen, number one, those guys have already bought their stuff. They bought that stuff a month ago already. And that core group of ice anglers, they're going to be out fishing. And we can't ever get those guys to come to a show.
Yeah.
They're a different breed. But the general people and people that have all the cottages and stuff like that coming up north. What do you guys have for snow right now?
I'd call it an inch, maybe an inch. It was light, and like I say, it was windy. So the stuff that even got on the lakes, I can see a lake from my house, and it's got a little bit of snow cover on it, but the middle of it actually opened up due to the wind on that particular lake. But the pond behind the shop is maybe 60% covered with snow. A lot of it blew off.
Okay.
So luckily, because we don't want any snow right now till we can get a good base built up.
Yep.
I would have loved to have had the weather we had the last 2 days without all that wind to keep us from skimming everything over. But it is what it is. But I just hope that we get great ice this year before we get the snow. I know the snowmobilers want to see the snow, but it even benefits the snowmobilers if we have good ice before they start putting trails down. So, we're just praying for a good ice season this year.
Now we have a few warmer days coming up here, but what's it supposed to be like up by you guys?
Yeah, they're talking maybe mid 30s.
Oh, so that ain't.
And that's only in the afternoon for a few hours. Most of the time it'll be under freezing. So we'll hold on to any ice we make. And if the Thursday, the wind's supposed to lay down to about 3-4 miles an hour, and I think that'll help skim a lot of stuff up. That water's cold now. I mean, it is, it's been getting all that cold and wind and pushing it around in the snow, so it's ready to go.
Yep, that's the one thing I will say. I mean, it sucks for us down in the Winnebago system when we have the winds before it freezes, because it's so shallow and it turns everything to mud. And then when that water freezes, you got all that sand and dirt in the ice, and it destroys our auger blades. But when you get those strong winds, when it's this cold and you circulate that water, the minute that thing lays down, you're at 3 inches like instantly.
Yeah,
I mean, it goes quick. So that's good. Cool. Well, I appreciate it, Kurt.
Hey, could you lower your right shoulder a little bit, Troy?
Lower my right shoulder?
Go like this. Go like that. I'm just looking to see if there's anything with my name on it under that tree.
Oh, well, the wife and the kids and everybody got the tree up this weekend.
You got the ladder. Yeah.
Cool. Yep. We've got finished putting all the stocking hats, she puts the Santa hats on all the deer and gets them all dressed up, and
good deal.
Yeah.
Good deal.
So quick story. I was telling her earlier, I'll send you a picture. I'll text you over a picture. I had an absolute giant buck on camera that showed up Tuesday night. We got done cleaning lanes, and this thing just shows up out of the blue. Nobody's seen it before. And it's got like 14, 15-inch brow tines. I mean, enormous. And I'm like, yeah, that'd be a nice one. But, typically when he just shows up one night, he's just on a prowl chasing does or whatnot, and we never get a chance to see him again. So I go sit Saturday, and I'm up in the stand, and it was the slowest gun season I've had in many, many years. We had a few does and stuff running around, but as far as bucks and that go, I think they were just locked down with all the does. Well, 10 o'clock on Saturday, this guy shows his face right down my shooting lane for like a split second. And I got a chance to get a shot off at him, and my gun clicked, misfired. I was just sick to my stomach. I didn't sleep Saturday night. I didn't sleep Sunday night. I didn't sleep Monday night. All week long, I just sat there and thought. And every time I go back to the stand, I just look down the lane. I'm like, what could I have done different? Just one of those deals, but
Oh,
whatever. Just it saved me $600, I guess.
wow. It's been bad. It was bad up here. We had one of our lowest, we run a buck pool, 113 people is lowest total I think I've ever had. Only 11 deer registered, and the winners were not big. It's not like in the old days when we used to get, guys used to bring in these deer that we would, it's just inside spread and points, but they would score, 29 to 32 points total. And people are winning with 22, 23, 24s now because we're seeing not a lot of deer up here. I don't know why. I think the full moon probably hurt too.
Yes, 100% agree there.
They're moving around at night, but yeah, we're hearing a lot of bad stories up here. Guys are not happy. The one place I did hear, and there's some good ice. I heard was that's way out of our range. There's a flowage, spirit flowage. Is it spirit maybe? I forget, but I was talking to somebody. I was surprised that they had better ice than what we've got. We kind of changing directions on our going from deer back to ice again, but
yeah, no. There's been quite a few guys. I'm in Watoma area, and there's quite a few guys in the south central area, because we got these big crater lakes, right? So the wind really doesn't affect them much. And the bays and stuff, there's been quite a few guys fishing the last few days already.
Yeah.
And then some of the channels on the Winnebago system, I talked to one guy this afternoon. He's got about 3 to 4 inches. So I mean, there's fishable ice right now.
Yeah, good. Yeah, no, especially down south. You guys a lot of times don't get the ice that we get.
Yeah.
So bad as ours was last year, it was even worse down by you. So hopefully everybody gets some good ice and gets lots of people out. And
I just want a good long season. I don't want the rain like we had last year, and it was just dangerous. I mean,
yeah.
There ain't no fish that's worth a life.
No.
Well, thanks, Kurt.
Right. No problem. Thank you,
here
Troy.
in a couple of weeks once we get some ice and do some fishing reports, and we'll be doing this now, weekly again. Now that we're back into the season, and we'll try and get up there and come fishing by you too.
Sounds great. Thanks a lot, Troy. I appreciate everything you're doing.
Yep. Thanks, Kurt. Have a good weekend. Good luck with everything.
You too. Thanks.
All right. That was Mr. Kurt Justice from up at Kurt's Island Sports. I appreciate him joining. And guys, if you're up in the Northwoods or you want to take a drive and see a really awesome shop, that is definitely worth the drive. If you don't want to go to Minnesota, head up to Kurt's, and the deals are probably going to be just as good as what you're going to get over in St. Paul. And the nice thing is you're supporting a local guy that has been in the community and supported the community for many, many years. I've known him a long time and consider him a good friend, and it's been good to have a guy like that around supporting us anglers the way he does. So again, thanks to Kurt. So let's talk. Next weekend, we've got the Oshkosh Ice Fishing Show. If nobody's heard about that yet, that is going to be at the Sunnyview Expo Center next weekend, and that'll run Friday, Saturday, Sunday. Critters will be there. Thorn Brothers will be there, the two probably biggest retailers. The Eskimo Ion. I want to say there's like 130 vendors that are going to be at the show. So I know it's been there in the past. It's been in Milwaukee in the past. It's been in Wausau. But Dan Durbin's a really good promoter, and it's good to have somebody that really knows what he's doing. He's the same guy that promotes the Madison Fishing Expo or the Spring Show down in Madison. So we've got good fresh blood behind this one, and I'm excited to see what happens. I'll be doing a seminar. They've got a great lineup of speakers there at the show. I believe Larry Smith's going to be in town. Pat Calmerton. Let's see who else I think there was a guy. I forget. Anyway, a whole, Tom Boley, I believe, is going to be there. There's going to be a whole bunch of guys speaking too. So if you want to come out and check some seminars out, that'll be next weekend after the St. Paul show. We're going to have Pretty big crew down in St. Paul. For people that are coming, please stop by. Jared, the guy that helps me out all winter long, and his good friend Jared Gilbertson, he'll be at St. Paul and Oshkosh with me. We're probably going to be in the Marine General booth most of the weekend. So if you're getting over to St. Paul, stop on over and say hello. That's probably where we'll be hanging out, either there or at the Two Brothers booth, at the Markham booth, and over at the Eskimo booth. And then let's see, that's Friday, Saturday, Sunday. We'll be heading over Thursday for setup. I'd love to be able to get out on the ice. Good chance I might sneak out tomorrow just to go drill a hole and drop a line. I know I've got a really itchy trigger finger right now, and I can't wait to get out on the ice this year. It's been with it ending early last year and having a really short season, I didn't get my fix like I wanted to, and really excited to get out and get on the hard water again this year. Just pray for some more cold weather and no rain, and it should be good. As we were talking with Kurt, some of the channels are locking up already on Winnebago. Poygan was still, pretty much wide open. Buttermore had a bunch of ice kind of floating around. The river and the lake, had some skim ice to it, but that wind really busted it all up. And then with the airboats and stuff driving around looking for that kayak guy, I don't think that really helped matters. But, we're going to have a couple warm days. I think it's supposed to be in the 40s here the next couple days. But towards the end of the weekend again, it's getting really cold at night. And, the nice thing about this time of the year is even if it does get up to 40, that sun's not up high in the air or up in the sky anymore. It kind of does one of these things. So it doesn't really have a whole lot of effect on melting. Not like it did, 2 months ago. So excited. It's I guess that's the only thing I can say is we just want to get out. I want to get out, catch some fish. Officially put the boat away for a couple months, and we'll get her ready for next spring. But some new products. We talked about the Eskimo stuff. Two Brothers, the Elliott and the 2B Fishing. We've got some new rods out this year. We'll have those at the shows. There are some new baits from Euro Tackle. We've got, let's see, a new camera from Markham. And they're really, overall looking at everything in the marketplace, there really isn't, anything that's like super, mind-blowing or, super revolutionary, I guess. There's a couple knockoff items that I've been pretty upset about. The guys at Vexen really upset me going after, our friends Marty from Firehouse Tip-Ups. Please, if you're looking at, if you've seen that Vexen tip-up, please do me a favor. If you're interested in that, buy the Firehouse. Buy the one that was originally done by, a local guy in Minnesota, or actually in Wisconsin. He's up by like Rice Lake, Cumberland area. He built that thing, put his life savings into getting that thing off the market. And then you have a company like Vexen come over and completely knock it off to the T and saying that, oh, this is the new greatest tip up there ever is. And it's a knockoff, guys. He's stealing money from, a Chinese company is stealing money from a local guy. And please support the local people. It's made in the U.S., made here in Wisconsin, Minnesota. And I just hate to see stuff like that happen. So that's one thing that's kind of, that was new out there that turned a lot of heads, but really it's not new. It's just a copycat. The E40 has really kind of taken everybody by surprise as far as one, how light the thing is. You've got the free battery promo that's going on. Any of your retailers right now, your small independents, if you buy one of those E40s, you're going to get a free battery while supplies last, obviously. And then at the shows and that too, you're going to get a free battery with every E40 purchase. Great auger. Price point is nice. Super lightweight, 13 pounds, 13 and a half pounds. Really quick. I was talking earlier, we did get a chance to drill with it quite a bit last year, and just amazing how light that thing is. So Check that one out. The new Escape 2000 from Eskimo is basically a 1.5 man is what what I would call it. Very, very small as far as like height goes, so you can fit it in the back of a car or minivan, or you don't need a big truck. I guess is what I'm getting at, to carry this thing around. Light enough to still pull by hand. You don't have to worry about having an ATV or needing an ATV or someone to be able to pull this thing. It'll be a great one man. And if you got a small kid or something like that with you, you can easily bring that second person out. It does have the bench seat, so it's very, very friendly. That one there has been an absolute showstopper too. A lot of guys been picking that one up. So those are, I guess, a few things. If you're looking at getting them, I know inventory is not high this year because of all the carryover from last year. So if people are looking at getting things and you miss out here in these first few weeks, I think once they're gone, they're gone. There's not going to be reorders. There's not going to be stuff like that to get. So shop early, buy early, and help these independents out, guys. They're sitting on a lot of inventory, a lot of shacks and electronics and big ticket items from last year, and they're going to be putting everything on sale and trying to clear that stuff off. And the goal, as a sales guy too, the goal is to be completely clean this year, because we're going to have a lot of cool new stuff coming out next year, and I can't wait to be able to show some of that stuff up here, towards the end of next summer. So exciting stuff is coming. Jared was talking about what we got going on the Winnebago system. Let's touch base on that for a while. I've read and checked out some of the reports from the DNR, the shocking, the fall trolling results, and the year of the young hatch is not good, guys. We're going to have a year class that's missing, and the reason being is last spring, we had that few days there in April where that water temperature dropped like 15 degrees right after these fish spawned, and a lot of the eggs just didn't make it. So we're going to lose, we'll lose last year's year class. Not saying that there's not any fish out there, but it's very minimal at best. But that doesn't mean the year before was, one of the top year classes. And we spent a lot of time in the last few weeks up on the Wolf River fishing. And my goodness, are there the walleyes in this system right now. It's good to see the amount of bait that we got. We've got a lot of shad, a lot of shiners in the river. And walleyes were plentiful. I mean, it was nothing some days to catch 50 to 100 fish. Honestly, just tons and tons and tons of walleyes out in the system right now. We were just fishing small sections of the river too, for the most part. But every time I go off and venture up and just go start scanning, there were fish as far up as I would go. I'd see just piles of fish. The crappie bite was really good this fall up in the trees in the river, and it was good to see them as well. The perch fishing obviously is probably still going to rule the roost this winter. It's amazing how many perch are out there. And, last year their hatch was actually really good. The numbers were very high again. So that's only going to be, just progressing, for years to come here. We've got a strong perch population, and that's exciting because everybody loves catching perch, and more importantly, I love eating them. When it comes time to the bluegills, we're still seeing good numbers of bluegills. Last year was one of the best bluegill years I can remember fishing Winnebago. It was like a bite that normally we'll get first ice and it lasts a couple of weeks. That bite lasted all winter. It was crazy. Even with how short the winter was, the fish were still in spots that normally get fished out, and it was awesome to see. So I think we're going to have a good ice season, guys. Just pray for some cold weather. We don't need any snow. I'm not looking for those Arctic blasts where it's 20 below zero for weeks. If we can just have a fairly normal winter where we're down below freezing now through Christmas, and we can make some good ice, just enough to even just get the snowmobiles and the four-wheelers out, I'll be happy with that. So yeah, it's exciting time of the year. Transitions there. Deer season's over. Summer, the winter boat or the summer boat fishing season's over. Open water is done, and it's time to switch gears and get the ice gear ready. So I appreciate everybody tuning in, and stop down, check us out at St. Paul. We'll be there all weekends, and then Oshkosh the following weekend. And then after that is Christmas time. So if anybody's looking to get out, over the Christmas holiday, I've got openings. Hopefully we have ice today or the last couple of days here. People have really been starting to book trips. So if you're looking at getting out, prime weekend dates, there's still a few weekends that aren't touched yet, but a lot of the weekends and a lot of days in February are getting to be full. Which is, I appreciate it. I appreciate everybody, booking trips, and I really appreciate the business, and can't thank you guys enough for that. So share away, share the page, keep sharing the page, and there's Laz. What's happening, bud? Can't wait to see you this weekend, man. Hope everything's good. That's a nice thing about this ice fishing, show coming up in St. Paul is it's kind of a family reunion for a lot of us guys. I know this is the first year in many years I haven't made the trip over to the Dakotas and Iowa, and I miss not seeing everybody. But on the flip side, it's also nice to be home with family and spending a little bit more time with them, because we are gone a lot throughout the year, traveling, doing shows, and it's nice to just be home every once in a while. So it'll be we're gonna be stay positive and say that we're gonna have a really good ice season, and can't wait to get out there. Some of the guys in Wisconsin, we've got Brian down at Bait Box on the Rocks. He's loaded up with all the Eskimo 2B stuff. Critters, obviously, here in Winneconne, has been a great supporter of everything that we've done. And let's see, we've got Kurt's Island Sports, the Ace Hardware Store in Toma and Wisconsin Rapids are some other good places. We've got Tony and Clarence down at Holiday in Montello, an awesome store. They've got pretty much everything you need there too. Great guys, and they're fully loaded with apparel, shacks, the 2B Elliott stuff. Some new dealers that we've got signed up this year. We've got Dick Smith down by Milwaukee. She's going to be carrying the 2B and Elliott stuff. So I appreciate Becky and Mike down there helping us out. And let's see, we've got the guys over in Michigan. Frank's Straight Outdoors over by Saginaw is going to be having their shanty days next weekend as well. They've always got a lot of great deals going on. So if you're over across the big pond, be sure to check those guys out. And then I think the following weekend, Jay's Sporting Goods is also going to be doing an ice fishing event. So, over there, that ice season usually starts a little bit later than what we do around here. That big body of water over in Saginaw takes a little bit longer to freeze. And then, of course, all the smaller lakes and that guys will still do some pan fishing and stuff. But a lot of cool events happening across the Midwest right now. But I know once these lakes freeze, it's going to be hard sitting at a show when we can be out on the ice fishing. If there's not any questions, I guess I'm going to get back. I've been making some sausage today. I got a bunch of venison sticks or hot sticks made. I've got some ring bologna in the smoker yet right now. And that's been a fun adventure, kind of learning how to do that kind of stuff too. There's nothing better and nothing more rewarding than harvesting a deer and coming home and making everything yourself. You don't have to worry about whose deer you're getting back, what's in your meat. This stuff is going from the field to my freezer and to my table, and then it'll recycle and end up back in the field again. So thanks, guys. I appreciate everybody. And stay tuned. We'll be doing this pretty much every week now going forward. next Tuesday, same time, same bat channel, same bat time. Yum, yum, I'm on my way. You're going to have to arm wrestle my dog. They've been eyeing that stuff up. I got a few bags left to vacuum package, and all the cut ends or whatever, all the small little pieces on the ends, they've tested for me, and they really like it. So should be good. Let's see. I think that's really it. One favor to ask: if there's anybody out there that is looking to possibly donate some fishing gear, get in touch with me. I have some high school fishing teams that are in need of some, just basic stuff. Doesn't have to be anything, super expensive. Just some basic gears for these guys to get out and fish. And I'm trying to round up as much as I can, and then kind of divvy it amongst all the different schools that need help. So if you guys do have something, please get a hold of me. Let me know, and I'll make arrangements to get it from you and disperse it, and make sure you guys get credit for it, from these schools. And if there's any teachers out there, or there's any schools out there that's looking for any assistance, seminars, or helping out with your team, please contact me. I've been working with a few schools around the valley here, and would love to offer that assistance to you guys as well. So it's awesome to see these kids get involved, and what the state's doing, with the curriculum, and getting the these high school fishing teams or all these tournaments and stuff across the state is super awesome to see. So hats off to all the coaches that are doing such a great job mentoring these kids. And I appreciate you guys taking the time to do all that kind of stuff. It means a lot. So hope everybody had a great Thanksgiving. And please share some pictures of your deer. And if you're getting out on the ice, let us know where and ice conditions. It's always good to kind of see and kind of put a map together on what's happening. So again, appreciate it. And we'll catch you guys next week, and we'll see everybody at St. Paul at the ice show this weekend. Safe travels, everybody, and have a good night. Catch you guys on the water.